The views and opinions expressed in Media Litter Sandwich do not reflect on the views of the network, station, studio, website, sponsors, guests, hosts themselves, anyone or anything else associated or even not associated with this podcast. Maybe not even the person that said them. In other words, do your own research and do not sue anyone over what is said on this show.
Welcome to Media Litter Sandwich. I'm Toaden from Toaden.com and YouTube.com/ToadenK. And of course, you can find Media Litter Sandwich at MediaLitterSandwich.com and all sorts of apps and podcasts, websites you can find us. And if we're not where you listen to podcasts, let me know. I'll try to get us on there. And some awesome listeners will sometimes take our RSS feed and put us on podcast apps that even I don't know of. So, not saying that's a big feat, finding an app that I don't know of, but it's still really, really cool, you know? It's always really cool when other people help you out, and so I don't always know about it, so I don't know what all the apps we're on. And I know a couple that we're not on. That's why I say, hey, if we're not on one that you listen, let me know, and then I will try to get us on there, because a few that we're not on, last I checked, I had to pay money to get on. So there's no reason for me to go back there unless someone tells me, you know. But if you want us, or make sure you share us more. The more listeners we have, the easier it is for me to get on more and more apps, and also makes me happy. So happy. And also, you never know. Maybe we're talking about something your friends will like. So if you ever listen to an episode you really like, go ahead and share it. So I have no guest today. I did book somebody. They just couldn't be here due to medical issues, and they offered to video themselves in. But it's just so much better to have somebody here. If they're a local person, I want them in the studio with me. I will video people in, as you see if you listen to the show and watch the show. I will video people in. I won't even come to the studio to do it. I'll do it straight from wherever I'm living at the time. So I always want that in-person connection. I feel like it's just so much better. And also, better microphones in here, too. And I just feel like, I don't need to use an awesome microphone if the other person is at home. So today, as I was scrolling through the internet looking for material for Toaden Reads, I came across, I decided to check out AV Club. Those that don't know, AV Club is a magazine, as well as an amazing club in high school or college, or I don't know where it's at. We didn't have one when I was in high school. I tried to start one. Didn't get enough signatures. People were afraid they're going to get in trouble. This was like over 10 years ago. And we're talking about the AV Club magazine. Now, what this magazine is, it's not professional either. They have a couple good articles. It's hard to find good articles on the website or on their Facebook page. And it's mostly really not so great written editorials. They're written okay, but they're all editorials about TV shows, movies, sometimes pop events, but really they're editorials. They're not well written because they're really heavy slanted, either one way or another way. The one I read today, let me pull this up. That way I could reference it. The headline is, "Talk about a power move. Netflix is in talks to buy Hollywood's Egyptian theater." And then it goes on to make fun of Netflix. And when I say goes on to make fun of Netflix, the article is literally criticizing Netflix, saying, who wants to sit in a movie theater and see the Netflix logo? Who wants to sit in a movie theater and see the Netflix logo pop up as a production studio? And they say they're already rolling their eyes when they see it in movie theaters today because they release movies. And just why are you making fun of a production company or a streaming company for buying a movie theater? I mean, I understand it in one way, and I don't understand it in you just criticizing them just to criticize. Because they're not saying, it's a power move because XYZ. They never even go into why it's a power move, I can assume. There are definitely people out there, including powerful directors and well-known people who are creating rules just to keep Netflix out of award shows. And this is by them having their own movie theater and having big screenings. Then they will still qualify to be to win awards like Oscars or whatever, Not saying anyone still watches the Oscars, but saying you have won an award is still nice to like, hey, look on this cover. It says it won something. Even even if that movie isn't that good, it's still something to boast about, I suppose. But this will it gets you more recognition. You hear more about a movie when they have nominations and things like that. So in order to combat that, I believe they're getting a movie theater. I think that's one of the ways they're going to combat people targeting them. Whether or not you watch Netflix or like Netflix is really besides the point. I mean, really, who hasn't thought about buying a movie theater? I mean, I have. I know someone that actually bought a movie theater. I have no idea what happened to it. But I did work with someone that eventually bought a movie theater, and I have no idea. I don't think they did anything with it. I just assume they realize owning a movie theater and doing what they want is a lot more work than what it sounds like or what they thought it would be in their head. Because just because you own a place where you can watch movies and play movies doesn't mean playing movies doesn't cost anything. Because movie theaters they pay a lot of money in order to play movies. That's why your movie tickets are so much. And as a movie theater gets new equipment, because now you have to have a 4K theater, you have to have an IMAX theater, soon you might have to have an 8K thing, because they're already making 8K televisions. Why not an 8K theater? That all costs money. But that's beside the point. If you had a movie theater, I'm sure people are saying, I could hear you screaming at your listening device going, I wouldn't play new movies. I would play old movies. That costs money too. Not as much money, but it still costs money. How cool would that be, though? How cool would it be to have a movie theater? Maybe, if you bought a theater, it probably had a couple theaters in it, just not one, but like 2 or 3. Got all the seats out of one of them, turn into a club. Another one, make it all nice. Play old movies a couple times a week. Let's forget the fact that probably won't pay for itself. We just want to have fun, right? Well, apparently AV Club will look down on that. Unless they own a movie theater, especially one that has a strong title, such as the Egyptian Theater. I think that's what it was, right? The Hollywood Egyptian Theater. I've heard that name before, so I assume it has some kind of historical presence or something. I don't know. I don't live in California. I go to AMC's and Imagines and whatever else, MJRs. A bunch of acronyms. I don't really know what they stand for. Those are the movie theaters I go to. And that is just trash. Why are you trashing people for it's a good power move. It's not like Disney. I bet you Disney probably owns a movie theater somewhere. They do. They own a lot. So what else? What else am I going to talk about today with no guests? I normally don't sit in the seat. I've been putting guests in the seat because it's harder for me to see my monitor on the camera from the seat. So I usually sit over here and I put guests here. I knew the people walking by is distracting, and it's distracting from the other seats. But where I'm sitting right now, I'm looking directly out the window. I'm really thinking about turning down the blinds. And another thing, I know this is video version's different than the audio version. Something else I've noticed on the video versions is as the time goes on, everything gets darker because the sun on the outside is setting. And I forgot to turn off. I forgot to make a setting in the room where, let's just say the video gets darker as time goes on because the sun sets. It's kind of funny. It really is. I was fast forwarding through a video, and I just watch everything get darker on a gradual scale. It was fantastic. So maybe I should start dropping the drapes when I do this. Or not. Who knows? I like having guests. I feel like I'm just ranting when I'm by myself, especially when I'm not prepared. Usually, if I'm by myself, I know at least a day in advance, and I can write some stuff and have a good rant for you. Other than owning a movie theater, man, what would you do with a movie theater? Because you could do some stuff. I mean, you could screen movies. And you could rent a movie theater. I've rented movie theaters with groups and film festivals and contests. And you could say, my movie screened. And you can put it on IMDb. Yes, this movie played. It premiered at this movie theater at this day. So much that IMDb came up with rules because they were so... They're just like, hey, can we get something? We're getting a lot of people putting on film contests. Let's just say they have to actually have a real screening and not be part of a film contest that includes a screening. I think it still counts. Because whether you spend a weekend on a film or a month on a film, it's still screened in the movie theater. And it's still really, really cool. The film contests I'm talking about are 48-hour contests, so that's why I say whether you spend a weekend or a year or 2 years, it's still screened, and it's so cool sitting in a movie theater watching your movie play, or your friend's movie, or something that you had a part of, or something that filmed down the street. You know, even if it's not a gigantic broadcast, you know, not a huge world premiere, it's so cool watching these things. And then plus, how cool it is to be in a movie theater by yourself watching a movie that you like. I know some people have their home theaters, and it's easier. You know, they're cheaper now and stuff like that. Sometimes I feel like I have a home theater when I set up my projector and just a couple speakers. I feel like, oh, here we go. It's not even a real surround sound, but I don't care. I feel like this is awesome. Not even a real home theater, but it feels like it, you know? And that's the pure enjoyment of when you know you could be watching a bad movie. Because how many times you go to a movie theater and you see a bad movie, but you don't realize it's bad because you had such a great time watching this horrible movie. Oh, man, you know there's some... what's a good example? No, those are good movies. Any Terminator movie after Terminator 2. There's not many good ones, but some people really enjoyed them because of the experience. Fast and Furious, the first movie I saw in theaters, it was such a great time. Watch it now. I know there's a huge amount of fans. I just thought the first one was bad. So I never watched any of the other ones. I know. Boo, boo, boo. Look, if you want me to watch a movie, tell me which movie to watch. But yeah, I've seen a lot of movies in theaters. I've seen a lot of bad movies in theaters. I've only walked out on maybe 2 or 3 movies. I fell asleep on a lot of movies. That's why I don't go to movie theaters anymore. But how cool would it be? I know some people even claim they would have trade shows in movie theaters. You could have a whole convention in the movie theater. All right. Maybe I'm talking about movie theaters too much. Well, tell me what you think. Tell me in comments. Tell me through email, podcast@MediaLitterSandwich. Tell me on YouTube. What would you do if you had a movie theater? Besides sell it. Let me know what you would do in your movie theater. I'd probably hold a convention in it. and real film festivals. Well, not real, but they're all real film festivals. Whole film festivals, conventions, trade shows, dance clubs. How cool is that? Have one theater with no seats in it. Try to level off a little bit, and just have and have room where people can just walk around and dance or whatever, but make use of that sound system. Yeah, it doesn't make sense more I think about, because movie theaters are usually slanted down. Once I said it out loud, I realized that's actually kind of a bad idea, because you'd probably fall down and go down that ramp. A lot like when you go to see a heavy metal band play in an outdoor theater. There's always a mosh pit on the hill where someone falls and rolls down the hill into somebody's girlfriend, and then there's a fight that may potentially break out. I see that every single time I go to an outdoor show with a band, even semi-metal, and people try to start a mosh pit. There's always a fight because someone fell and rolled down the hill into somebody's girlfriend. Oh, man. With that said, I think oh, man. That was almost a reason to go to some of the outdoor theaters that aren't even that good. There's some great ones. I'm in Detroit. There's not too many great ones. There's some good ones, but not too many great ones. I'm not a fan of the biggest one in the area, so I'm not even gonna say its name. Besides, how many of my listeners are actually from Detroit? I talk about Detroit a lot. See, this is the episode where I'm gonna keep asking for interaction, and maybe I'll get it once this streams on dvradio.net. Or you can listen on your TuneIn app, because I'm on DV Radio on Tuesday nights, 7 o'clock Eastern Time Zone, and I am probably in the chat room. If I'm not in there, I will be there any second, because I might be driving home from the studio. But I'm listening. And once I stop, I'll look at the chat room, and I'll be like, see, told you I'll be here. Should I just move on to Toaden Reads? Do I have something better to talk about? Besides waving to all these people walking by and driving by. And, you don't need to set your GPS as you're driving away. You can set your GPS before you drive. And that's what I just witnessed. Okay, so I would say video version's different than the audio version, but video version's just on my face, so you didn't actually see what I'm looking at or waving to. Oh man, so many wonderful faces, wonderful smiling faces walking around downtown Detroit. I love it. Yeah, I know that's not what you hear in the media, but you know what? Detroit's still a city, and they still have wonderful people and people with smiling faces that like to wave to weird people sitting in front of a microphone, stammering, and not knowing what to say. Okay, let's look at Toaden Reads. I did have something set aside to talk about with a guest, but I will talk about it anyway, because I don't think it matters. On Toaden Reads, let's see here. I'm on the I Still Don't Like Obama page. And by the name of the page, you could already assume what kind of attitude you'll get from pretty much any posting here. We have a post that it's not a meme. It is a screenshot of a conversation. Looks like it was from Twitter. And am I on the picture? Let me make sure I got the full picture here. Okay, so it's a conversation. The first person is responding to something. I don't know what the original thing is, but they're responding to somebody, and it says, "We've actively tried to be gender neutral toy-wise. We've actively tried to be gender neutral toy-wise with our kids, one each. And it's such a losing battle. Sadness." The replies are, someone replied to them, and this is part of the screenshot. So we're not even on the Facebook replies yet. This is still part of the screenshot. Yeah, I can already see my daughter preferring pink, and I have no idea why, because we worked so hard to avoid that. And another person replies to both of them. They say, pink and Disney princesses. We try to discourage them, but our daughter has gravitated towards them. So yes, I consider this just trash, more media trash, because it's about, because they're trying to, they say they want their kids to play with gender neutral toys. I don't quite know what that means, because it's society that that kind of creates the depiction. This is a guy's toy, this is a girl's toy, even though we see that going away, because everyone likes dinosaurs. Let's just get that out there. Everyone likes dinosaurs. It's gender neutral because everyone likes dinosaurs. A lot of kids like space. Not all kids, but a lot of kids like space. All that stuff's gender neutral in my book. And I feel like I should pose. He was taking pictures. I think I was just taking pictures of the camera on the on-air sign, which you can't see on this. So he was taking pictures of the podcast studio, and as soon as I posed, he walked away. Makes me sad. He doesn't want my picture. Anyways, so they're upset because their girl, is attracted to or will play with pink things and Disney princesses and all that. Okay, let's see what this fantastic crowd on. I still over this name. I still don't like Obama when liberalism meets reality Facebook page. That's the full name. The full name is I still don't like Obama when liberalism meets reality. First comment that I see on here, this person says, girls should be free to choose unless they choose girl stuff. That's in quotes because they're mocking them. And that's exactly how it sounds. Like, we'll stand by our children no matter what they do. And we want them to play with gender neutral toys because it doesn't matter. Oh, wait, they're playing with girl stuff. That kind of bothers me. I mean, I understand we put a lot of effort for people to go off and be themselves. And then you're like, oh, they're going with the crowd. Well, they're also kids. They're also kids. Can we keep that in mind? Okay. And that's not a bad thing. Just let them be kids. If a girl wants to play with a Barbie, let them play with a Barbie. I don't. And of course, if they want to play with G.I. Joe, let them play with G.I. Joe. Let them play with both. I don't care. Let them play with dinosaurs. Everybody likes dinosaurs. Except for that one person screaming, I don't like dinosaurs. Except for you. Everyone else likes dinosaurs. It's okay. And even you going, dinosaurs are okay. Yeah. You're cool too. Another comment. Okay, this person says, when my son was born, I bought into this ridiculous philosophy and bought a beautiful little doll for him when he was old enough to actually play with toys. He looked at it and left it lay on the floor. I picked it up, put it on the baby table, and there it stayed. It stayed while he made cars out of his blocks. I bought him boy toys. When my daughter was born, the doll was almost an instant hit. So much for gender determination. I mean, I don't know. I'll go on to the next comment because what the heck do I know? I mean, we're talking little babies. what effect does the media have on them? I mean, is this just the way it is? The boy liked cars. The girl liked dolls. Who am I to argue? Who am I to care? At least he made it available where if he wanted a doll, he could play with a doll. I had stuffed animals. I think most kids have stuffed animals, and even boys love stuffed animals. My roommate's 2-year-old saw me sleeping on the couch, and he gave me a stuffed animal of a shark. It was really cute. And everyone likes sharks, too. Sharks and dinosaurs. And if you're watching the video version, you could see... I'm watching the picture get darker. It's kind of funny. The other day... because what happened is there's a big picture window, so the sun's setting, and I want to look out at it, even though I probably shouldn't because I get really distracted. The sun's setting, so the video gets a little bit darker. And the other day I was editing a video, and I decided to scroll through the video. I could watch it get from pretty decently lit to darker and darker and darker and darker. You just gotta edit, that's all. The audio is way more important than the video here. After all, this is a podcast. That's one reason why I no longer have 3 cameras and all this ridiculous stuff. Okay, another comment. Let's see here. I have 2 boys and a girl. They're triplets. We have dolls and cute pink things and cars and blue things. They play separately with their own toys or together with each other's toys. Yes, the boys play with dolls and their sister sometimes. And the girl... Yeah, the boys play with dolls and their sister sometimes. And the girl plays cars. Man, sorry, that line's really throwing me off. The boys play dolls with their sister sometimes, and the girl plays cars and cops and robbers with their brothers. That sentence just doesn't seem right. And I don't... Okay, and here's a reply. I never played with my sister's dolls. But she and her friends played with our cars and trucks. Nothing wing. I assume they mean wrong. Nothing wing with playing unless the boys prefer the girls' toys, then that's a problem to me. What? Why? I don't know if this guy's being sarcastic or not. I don't know. Who cares? I think if a boy was playing... Well, as a child, I think if I was playing with dolls, I'd probably make them way more macho and fight each other. So what? It's an imagination. Allow people to have imaginations. You know, what's the difference between a doll and an action figure? I still haven't really figured that one out, except for points of articulation and kung fu grip. Points of articulation and kung fu grip really matters. Well, only if you're trying to pose them. It's so much easier to pose some of these really cool collectible dolls. I mean, action figures with like over 100 points of articulation versus a Barbie doll. You can't really make a Barbie doll in a really cool pose. Do some cool stuff. But the Spider-Man, you can have them hanging from a web and fighting someone at the same time. So, I mean, boys' dolls are cooler than girls' dolls when it comes to being able to model them. Think about that. Why have all these points of articulation? You know, that's like joints that you can move them around. Because boys want to model their action figures more than the girls will model their dolls. I could be completely... It doesn't matter. Boys, girls, doesn't matter who's playing them. But the quote-unquote boys' dolls are better for modeling things with, I guess. I don't know. Someone's still yelling at me because, like, why are you using gender? Because I'm making a point. That's why. I don't really care. I don't care I don't care what gender plays with what toy. As long as it's age appropriate and they're not hurting themselves or other people, what do I care? You can't fix stupid. Exactly. I don't know who they're talking to, but I agree. I don't. Okay, here's another comment that I'm going to have trouble reading. Are Yule crazy girls like... I think it means all you crazy girls like pink, but he says, are Yule crazy girls like pink? Stop trying to make them boys. I don't think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to make a point to society instead of letting kids be kids. I think that's what they're trying to do. You know. Can you say, another comment, can you say brainwashing? Let the kids alone and choose. I think they mean leave the kids alone and choose what they want to be when they want to be. If they change their mind, so be it. Don't influence them with their brainwashing techniques. I agree, but I'll also say a lot of times people don't realize they're brainwashing their kids. You put on a lot of parents, and nothing wrong with this. Nothing's wrong with this. A lot of parents will start playing movies and TV shows from their childhood, wanting the kid to thinking the kid would like things that they like. Things have changed. Maybe if that's all they've ever seen, they will. But if they watch modern TV, they might like modern shows because, well, they move at a lot different pace, and the animation's a lot different. Colors are brighter because they can make brighter colors. It's just it's more modern. It's just different things going on, and I could be wrong. Just it doesn't mean the kid's gonna like the same things you like. Is that a form of brainwashing? I want my kid to only like the music I listen to. And don't worry, when they're a teenager, they'll rebel by listening to country music and treating people with respect. Or lack of respect. I don't know, I guess whatever it is to rebel against you. I've made similar jokes like that in the past. Feel free to... Feel free to go back and watch some of those. How's your kid gonna rebel when they're older? Are you afraid that they're gonna be listen to country music, maybe be a Republican or be a Democrat, whatever the other party is? Oh man. I had a friend who used to make so many jokes like that. Okay, let's find one more article. Now, I don't have one prepared. So let's just see. What's the first thing that pops? I'm not reading that. What's the first thing that catches my attention that I want to read? I don't care of what celebrities look like when they were kids. Oh, how about that? AV Club popped up in my timeline. Their post says, "Tell me more," they said. And the headline of this article is, "A Grease prequel is in the works because we live in hell now." How... is that not just how I described AV Club, the magazine, news site, whatever? The headline itself is so slanty. What people really like the movie Grease, and I know I like. There's a sequel. There's a Grease 2. I enjoyed that movie. I actually like Grease 2 more than I like the first one because I like the songs in Grease 2 better, and I think they learned from the first one. It's still, I don't know. Anyways, maybe it'll be good. Or maybe they're just planning it'll never actually happen. Like many, many more movies. There's way more movies in planning than actually get made. This is written by... who wrote this? Britt Hayes. And this is recorded on April 9th. I don't know when this video will come out, but it's recorded on April 9th, 2019. I'm not going to read the entire thing. I just want to... Okay, the Hollywood Reporter says that... God, this is so hard to read off AV Club. No, I'm just going to go ahead and quote them as they quote another source. Okay. Grim news today. As a Hollywood Reporter brings world of Paramount's diabolical plan to develop a prequel to Grease. If any of our readers have young children present, you may want to close your laptops now, as what we're about to tell you is incredibly disturbing. Why? Okay, this is written word. They really think people are going to go crazy over Grease, and then the kids would understand that. Is anyone actually that upset nowadays when people have reboots of older movies? People actually get that upset. Okay, should I keep reading? I guess I'll keep reading. Close your laptops. We're about to tell you something incredibly disturbing, even though they probably already just told us what they consider disturbing. Okay. Paramount has hired screenwriter John August of Big Fish, good movie, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory fame. Oh, so that was was that the reboot, or was that? I think that's the reboot. To write the screenplay for a Grease prequel titled Brace Yourselves. It's not titled Brace Yourselves. They said it's titled Now Brace Yourselves. Summer Loving. I think that's appropriate title, because that was the song that played in Grease when they talked about what happened before the movie, which was actually kind of interesting. I can see that. That could be kind of interesting. Like, why? Yeah. Because the two apparently were really close during the summer, and then we see the follow-up, which was a debacle. That's what the movie was. That was what it was about. People from two different worlds in a really weird high school type thing. Oh, I'm not going to describe Grease. If you really want to see one of the first movies with people in their late 30s playing teenagers, you can go watch it. Okay. It's heavy hearts that the article reads. It is with heavy hearts that we relay this terrifying news. Okay, I'm done reading. Wow, this just turns into AV Club. Why? If every other word you tell me is insulting the thing you're trying to tell me, how about you just tell me? How about you just say, hey, everybody, we're going to have Tourette's for a minute, and you just put down all your adjectives and then give us the one line of thing you want to tell us. Grease is, Paramount is in development of a prequel to Grease. It will be titled Summer Lovin'. We are not happy with this. Here's who's writing it, and here's what we know. But then there goes all your clickbait. Boom, there goes all your clickbait. It's done. All right, let's see what the comments say. What do the comments say? What do the comments say? I'm going to Facebook, going to AV Club on Facebook. I haven't decided if I'm editing this out yet, 'cause I'm stalling as I'm looking this up. They have 95 comments, 188 shares. The article has only been on Facebook for 25 minutes. First comment. I can't wait to find out how many metachlorians Olivia Newton-John has. That is a brilliant comment. You get a thumbs up, Lou. Lou, you get a thumbs up. This is pointless unless they get Stockard Channing to play Rizzo again. Are they gonna get... Oh, man. John Travolta's going to probably play, like, have a cameo of being a teacher or something. Another comment: a memoriam on all the new film ideas and films that have also been reissued. Yeah. Reboots. We've talked about that a million times on the show. Oh no. One comment: give this headline writer an award. The headline again was: a Grease prequel is in the works because we live in hell now. Yeah, not a great headline. Just. It's not even clickbait. It's not even a good headline for clickbait. Now, if it was going to premiere in Hell, Michigan, that would be a good headline. Why don't we have a movie theater in Hell, Michigan? I know that they're selling. Okay. Another rant. I know the person that owns Hell, Michigan, which is like 3 stores. I know he was selling. I don't know if someone else bought it or still for sale. Let's buy that up. Put a movie theater. That way we have a movie theater in Hell. Every time we play something like, I'll never watch that movie. Not in Hell I'm going to watch that movie. Oh, yeah? Guess what movie theater we're going to go to? If I was to build a movie theater, I want to build a movie theater in Hell, Michigan. It'll be a cold day in Hell when I sit down and watch a prequel to Grease. Just let me finish building the movie theater first. It'll be a good experience. Don't worry. Another comment. This time they're going to cast 30-somethings and junior high students. That's yeah. People complain about AV Club, which is, I guess I'm not the only person that knows AV Club is getting kind of bad in their writing. They're like the Facebook commenters. They don't actually read the article no more. They just read the headline and then go off on it. Talk about getting the news from a third-party source. Well, AV Club said it's bad, and all their information came from Hollywood Reporter because they said it came from Hollywood Reporter. Why don't I just go read Hollywood Reporter and see what information you left out? Or wherever they read it from. I said earlier. Let's see. Comments. Hollywood needs to burn. Here's a comment. Who is they? And how do we take away their rights? Yeah, you're a horrible person. Go away. And they also said who they were. They said it in the article. Go read the article. Unless you're AV Club, that's just going to take the headline and make fun of it. Why is everyone thinking it's taking place in middle school? Does it say it's going to take place in middle school? I've seen that 4 comments down saying it's going to take place in middle school. That doesn't make sense because the prequel, if it's called Summer Lovin', it should take place in summertime before the movie because that's what the major plot was that they didn't spend that much time on. And tell me more. Does he have a car? The songs were so deep in Grease. And the last comment I read was, and I quote this comment, like, does he have a car? So I was not, apparently I synced minds with somebody there, or just that's the only part of the song we remember from Summer Lovin'. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my ranting. Please comment about this. Do you want me to do more stuff like this where I just kind of sit here and rant about my thoughts a little bit? Or you think I should shut up and only come on here when I have a guest? Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you'd like me to talk about. If you have any Facebook articles or YouTube things you'd like me to read or find the comments pertaining of, I don't really care how old the article is, go ahead and send them to me over at podcast@MediaLitterSandwich.com, or you can always join Media Litter Sandwich Facebook group. And you can also find Facebook pages and Toaden's Facebook page and all that good stuff. And you can even listen to us on DV Radio on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, where I'll be in the chat room. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the discussion I'm having with you. And may the algorithms be in your favor. And tell me more. Like, can anyone else hear me singing? The looks I get when I'm yelling and ranting and singing. And I'm pretty sure there's a bar outside this door.